And we are live from New York. It's Saturday night. No, it's Friday. Here I am with Big Mike Cox to talk about the New York Pro, even though it's 2 weeks away. Originally from Cleveland, Ohio. This is one of the most astute bodybuilding historians, opinionists, if that's even a word. Just one of my favorite people in the whole world. Big Mike Cox. How are you, Mike?
Ron, I appreciate this. Good to have some meathead conversations, which I don't get a lot anymore. So it's always great to talk shop, old man meathead stuff, man. You know, I can't remember anything but bodybuilding, as my wife would say.
Dude, that's true. And you're 50, I'm 54. We've been around a long time. We've seen some shows. Yeah. This was a show that grew out of the old Night of Champions, which was epic show. And this is pretty much, as we know, the Olympia is still the most prestigious show by far. Arnold Classic is moving up fast. It's always going to be a close second, I think. But New York Pro, definitely it's the other big show of the year. That's the big spring show. And, you know, you're not an East Coast guy. But for us East Coast people, this is kind of like our Olympia.
Dude, I remember calling Wayne DeMilia's office in 1987 asking who won this show. So it's got a rich history. I don't know. I think all of us kind of thought it'd be something different when it went to the New York Pro and not the Night of Champions. But it's still a great show, man. So he puts on a great show, and this is a super competitive show this year, bro. Like, we got some heavy hitters, man. It's going to turn out to be a hell of a show.
Yeah, so I will do a full preview. The list doesn't come out until the week of, but I have a good indication of almost all the open guys, certainly all the top open guys. I got like a dozen people on this list. But let's start. Let's take a look at who I think has a pretty good chance of We're talking about Nick Walker. To me, this was the best he's ever looked. The 22 Olympia where he took third place. I don't know about you. You saw him at that show. I think you've seen him at every show.
Yeah.
So we haven't seen him since the Arnold over a year ago, where he came in a little more streamlined. I like this look here where he was fuller. What about you?
Dude, Nick's gonna be hard to beat. This look here was phenomenal. But Ron, when he won that New York Pro and Arnold Classic, that was such a great look for him. He wasn't as big as he is now, but he was a little, shall I say, a little more aesthetic, smaller. Yeah. But he's gotten bigger, and he still gets conditioned. So Nick's going to be a problem in this show, and Nick's going to be a problem going forward. But he's my height. He's about 5'7".
Yeah.
And he just has so much ungodly muscle. I saw a picture from 2021, a back double, till now.
Yeah,
it's just insane, man.
Yeah,
he's a workhorse.
Because he was about 250 here. When he won the Arnold and when he was third at the Olympia, he was about 250. I'm venturing to say he's going to be I don't know. We'll see. Scale doesn't mean shit, but 10 pounds heavier. No. I don't think that's out of the question. But let's look at his Instagram and see how he has changed. It's definitely improvements. Definitely improvements since then. So let's go here.
And you know what you run, Matt works for him. You know, he left Matt for a minute, but like those two, they work great together, and they produce some like beautiful music, as some would say.
Yeah, he never did a show without Matt. He left Matt for like a few months in an off season where he was working with Dom Super Sliced. I can't think of his real name, but because Dom Super Sliced. Anyway, he got back together with Matt for the show, but look at this. I mean, this looks photoshopped. It's not,
and it's cartoon. It's just he's round and he's got a tight midsection. For a guy that's that big, usually when bigger guys, you know, they kind of get a lot smaller guys get bigger, their abs kind of go out. But he's kept his abs, I saw a couple of poses to it.
There we go. This is the one you were just talking about.
Yeah, dude, that's just me. And he lives, eats, breathes bodybuilding, and that's something a lot of guys don't do, right? Not missing a meal, not missing a training session, getting enough sleep, not partying, enjoying your celebrity. You know what I mean? Like, it's a hell of a commitment. He does it, and it shows. Good nutrition and hard work equals this. Like, he didn't need to go to Kuwait for this.
Dude, look at that. But I mean, his back, now that I look at it, his back was not a strong point at all. It was kind of a lot. Now that I'm looking at it, it was kind of weak compared to his limbs and his legs. But now,
it's the dense. Look how thick it's thick and dense, man. And just it kind of, you know, before the arms kind of took over that shot, but because he brought that back up, his arms aren't like drastically like
they're
overpowering
not
in that
really,
pose.
yeah.
Right. They're not overpowering that pose. You know what I'm saying? So it's, I don't know. He's freaky from every pose. You know what I mean? It's not like there's some poses where he's not good.
So here's what we've been kind of worried about, or the knock on him, because nobody's perfect. His legs, I don't think his legs were ever weak, but they weren't as impressive as the upper body. I feel like he's made more improvements to the upper body. The legs have probably come up, but it's hard to tell now because now the upper body again grew so much more. Does he look a little top heavy to you now?
He does. The legs, the sweep has improved on the quads, but dude, the upper body just looks cartoonish. Yeah. It is a little overpowering. So and he does have a little bit of a longer torso. So it's going to be interesting.
That's crazy.
And he's never out of shape, Ron.
Yeah.
Like he's never not in shape. And look at that right there. Remember he was having trouble with the rear lat opening that right lat up.
Yeah.
It looks like that's gone.
We could
it looks like he corrected that
because he's doing the suction, the cupping. That's why.
Yeah. And that was a knock. And that was a knock.
Yeah. Do you ever do the cupping, Mike?
I've done it one time. It's different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know. No.
Okay. So this is the one I want to go to. Well, this isn't going to be all about Nick, guys. Don't worry. We're going to get to the other guys. We're going to just take a look. This is the last look. So this is a posing video we put up. I guess it was about a week ago. Oh yeah, he was 4 weeks out. So this was at 4 weeks out, which would have been 2 weeks ago. Everyone's gonna say, "Oh, you're hiding your legs," but look at that. For a guy that's that massive to have still a taper like that, and he can hit a vacuum. Obviously he needs to be careful and keep that gut in check because anybody carrying that much mass, most guys, there are a few exceptions. Like I don't think Andrew Jack ever is going to have a gut, no matter what he does.
No.
But yeah, as long as he keeps it under control.
And that's 4 weeks out condition. Like looks like 2 weeks out condition on most guys.
I mean, the offseason, he didn't get fat. And I just want to give him credit for one last thing. It's the form. I know it's cool to sling weights around. Like, was it Trigilli does bodybuilding BS? Nick Trigilli doesn't have YouTube anymore, but on his Instagram, he does a lot of form pointers and rips on people's forms. He had a side-by-side of Nick doing T-bar rows and Hadi. And the form, Hadi was just like, oh my God, how's he not snapping every disc in his back? And oh my God. And Nick was just like a freaking machine, just so precise.
And that can go a long way towards injuries in your physique, man. Yeah. Like it's about longevity. It's just a marathon, or at least you want to be a marathon. I think, him getting injured before it does make either you're a little gun shy or makes you a little more cautious, right? But that form, the form is impeccable, right? And it shows in the physique. He's got a very detailed physique for a guy that got that much muscle.
So we're gonna say that's my favorite to win. If he doesn't win, I'll be surprised. But we've both seen stranger things happen. We've seen the unbeatable get beaten. And here's a guy who has a good chance. I go to the stories first. So just even though halftime they're just showing their supplements or something. Tonio Burton, man. So Monstro, that must be Brazilian. That must be monster. So he took second to Rafael. Controversial because a lot of people liked his physique better. They were both damn good. Tonio beats him from the back. Let's go to his other shots. I want to see if he's got anything. This is New York Pro last year, so he is the defending champion. He's bigger than this now.
Yeah,
but that was a good look, man. This was a good look.
Ron, his quads are noticeably bigger now. Like, he was a lot rounder, but it looks good on him. It just it's kind of like when Dexter was getting bigger. Yeah. It worked because he still came in condition. But Jesus, man, like this dude it's a Dexter 2.0, especially that back double, how bubbly around the delts are in the arms, how he holds that pose.
Yeah.
Look at that.
His back's bigger. Eventually I'm going to go to that one where he's walking away. That's like the most famous Instagram reel of the year so far.
Look at the Christmas tree and everything, man.
And this is probably like 10 pounds of muscle ago. I bet he's got 10 pounds more mass now.
He just gets bigger and better. And he's not as big as some of the other guys, but you can't ignore the quality of that physique, right? You can't.
Dexter was never as big as the other guys. It didn't matter.
No.
It's all illusion. What do you look like on stage? And Jesus, look at that little waist. That's like a men's physique waist.
Look at his show. He's very bubbly.
Yeah,
he's 90s bubbly.
Yeah, you don't see that very often. It's not a common quality.
No, and he's
Look at that
slowly,
back.
gradually
Jeez.
got bigger and bigger.
That back is just nuts. It is nuts. Look at that.
Look at this.
So when
Look
is
at
this? Oh, this is
Wow.
I'm looking. I always go by the comments, see how long it goes. This must have been posted yesterday.
What gets me there is the delts. Like even in the back lat spread, the delts just pop out. Look at
Yeah.
that.
So Detroit Pro, obviously he waited too long, didn't get it. They said no. I don't know what. Like Thursday, he tried to jump in. They're like no. Which fair enough. But do you think it's? I'm curious to see him next to Fitzwater because they've never stood next to each other. But I wonder. Martin's damn good. We'll get to Martin, but I don't think he was beating Tonio if Tonio had showed up.
This is a hard look to beat because not only because of the shape and the condition, right? He nails it on all fronts, and it's just a matter of the presentation. Make sure you hold those poses long enough to show that he's got to show this because this is I show that I just pose first one in, last one out, man. It's very complete, man. But Martin's no joke either, Ron. So it's just it's apples and oranges with those two.
That's why I said with Martin and Vito, it was like apples and apples.
Yeah.
So I couldn't use the apples and oranges now. Look at that round. Jeez, this is nuts. Yeah. Somebody hits the crowd. It's just so many round shapes going on there. You got a grill?
He's got a grill. The separation between the delt on the side and the tricep when he does the side chest is just it's clear. Look at that.
There, yeah.
The delt, the tie-in is just.
I do think he needs deeper muscle separation overall, which I hope he gets eventually. Because that's like the last piece of the puzzle for him.
And that can come with time too. You know what I mean? The more reps in the gym, just keeps going and more competing. You know, he gets that maturity, get better and better, and he grows gradually. It's not like he's putting on 20. I love the girl, bro. Look at that.
Jeez. Damn. Yeah, that's a hell of a physique.
Listen, I thought he was the best man in Brazil. Like I like the condition look. That condition look a little bit better. Rafa's great, but
he got a lot of trouble. He got a lot of trouble with the Brazilians for this interview. Woo.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
They weren't happy. Did he? I don't know. Did he apologize? Say, I'm sorry, Brazilians.
I don't know if listen, man. The one thing you shouldn't do is talk right after a show,
right,
or right after a sporting event, right? In sports, they put the microphone. You just lost Game 7. How do you feel? Right. What do you expect is going to happen? You know what I mean? Just get a meal in, just chill for a minute, let the emotions come because we all say things, especially when you put your heart and soul in it. These guys are competing for a paycheck, man.
Well, a football game is different because it's not just referees, but it's not judged, by a panel of judges. When you're saying the judges were doing a terrible job and these people, I don't even know if they're qualified judges. I mean, oh, dude, no, don't do that. Don't do that.
I think if this was like 25 years ago, that would have been the death of him, right?
Yeah, you're right.
That would have just been like, that would have just been done because people got, suspended for saying less, right? But, I think, and I think now the judge is a lot fairer and, hopefully talk to them and kind of apologize for that.
I just did a video about mass monsters and Paco Batista. Remember him?
Yes.
He was,
yes.
Structure and shape was just awful.
Terrible.
But I saw he won 2 pro shows and they both happened to be in Spain. Shocking, right? 2 years in a row, he won the Santa Susana Pro. And I see people he beat like Dennis Wolf and Marcus Rule. I'm like, there's no fucking way he legitimately ever beat Dennis Wolf. Unless Dennis rolled out of bed one day in the off season. So yeah, that would never happen today. Judging is
no.
If you talk shit about the judging today, I say you should have been around when me and Mike were freaking.
Oh man,
it was some bullshit back then,
dude. It was blatant, but what can you do? What can we do? You know what I mean? Yeah. But now I think even now because Tyler gets on that video and explains everything, so people can't go, oh well, this. No, here it is. He's getting on there. It kind of eliminates all that. But Ron. Dude, they changed the scores after the '97 Olympia, man.
I know. People don't realize that. Yeah,
bro.
Was Nasser winning? I wonder.
And then Kevin went from 6th to 3rd, and Lee Priest,
I think dropped a couple places.
Yeah.
And they told them at the banquet like 2 hours later. I think. Oh, by the way, guys, Yeah. This is I just had to show this because this is the best.
Jesus
Everyone's imitating
Christ.
this now. Lunsford put up a video like this.
Yeah.
But that is just.
It
looks like AI, but it's not. This is his real back.
It looks like the Predator, dude. It looks like that just looks that's a freak show, right? That's what we pay our tickets to see.
All right. Well, we don't want to make it all a two. It's not a 2-man show. We get some other good guys.
No, not at all.
Let's go to the Martian. Martin J. Fitzwater. I just made up the J. Martin Fitzwater. So yeah, I mean, he showed up. Let's see, he did Texas Pro was his pro debut, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Like third or fourth. Giles would know off the top of his head. I'm not Giles. What he last year he popped up and did a couple of shows and did pretty well. Was it Texas again?
Texas, and then did he do the Arnold UK?
Yeah,
UK, so. Right?
Yes,
Arnold
that's
UK.
right. And didn't Andrew Jack win that again?
Andrew Jack won that one. I think what did he get, third or fourth?
I know he was pretty upset. And you know, he applied. This is another story everyone knows. He applied to be in the Arnold USA this year, and they declined it. They didn't accept his which, come on, now in retrospect, this guy should have been on the Arnold stage.
Dude, this dude is a hard worker. I'm a big fan now, right? Like when he had a crazy. The more I looked at those pictures from Detroit, the more the better he looked. His back is just dense and thick, and he's a condition guy, right? He comes in condition, and I respect that, bro. The videos with him and Brett just been destroying it. So it'll be interesting to see, and I'm glad he's doing this, not sitting out. Like a lot of guys just won't sit out, but he's competing. He's gonna make some money, right? He's gonna test himself against Nick, against the other Antonio. It's good to see guys, as Sean would say, doing the business of bodybuilding.
Detroit unfortunately Fawad had a terrible turnout. Considering he put up more prize money, he did the black curtain backdrop like everyone wanted him to, and they still didn't show up. So no. I haven't talked to Martin, but I suspect part of his motivation for doing this might be that people would say, yeah, you won the Detroit and you qualified for the Olympia, but who'd you beat? Yeah, he beat Good Vito, but it wasn't a stacked lineup by any means. Going to New York Pro, even if he doesn't win, because Nick, let's face it, Nick Walker's just very, very tough to beat. But if he can push, if he's the guy that comes close to pushing Nick Walker, that increases his stock. He goes up in value in the eyes of the fans for sure.
And his coach is one of the most popular coaches now. And
awesome.
And and when you hear the guy, the coach, we hear him talk. He's just, I think he sounds like, reminds me a little bit of Dan Duchesne, kind of a mad scientist kind of guy. Very, very deep. Like it's just he's got a different vibe, right? So. Martin, he's bringing him in great condition, man. Martin, and he's a young guy that just loves bodybuilding. What is he, 26, 27 or somewhere around that age?
Well, looking at this though, what would you want to see improved from what we're looking at right here?
Just keep gradually adding that size. Maybe arms a little bit thicker. Bring up the arms a little bit. The posing is good, but again. The more you compete, the more stage time, the better your pose and presentation gets, right? Yeah. Maybe slow down a little bit, show what you got. Watch older guys like Kevin. Those guys milked that routine, man. They showed what they got and didn't rush. He's got a hell of a physique around, just thick and dense. Yeah. It's just getting the maturity, just slowly, gradually getting better and better and better. And dude, he qualified for the Olympia. Yeah. He's already qualified. He's got his ticket, bro. Yeah, so I'm happy for the kid, No, not at all. He's not surprising people.
I almost wish, don't Nick Walker fans, hold on now, Nick Walker fans, but I almost wish he wasn't doing the New York Pro. And I only say that because it's kind of a foregone conclusion in my mind. I'm not saying it's guaranteed. It's not. But in my mind, I see Nick Walker winning that, which means now who's going to be next? Is it going to be him? Is it going to be Martin, Antonio, Quinton? Whereas if he wasn't in it, you can't say any of these guys, Tonio, Martin, Quinton, Beef Stu, you can't say any of them are like way better than the others where it's like, oh, they're going to crush. That's an easy win for this guy. So, but Martin's got a hell of a chance. I'd love to see this kid do well. His arms look great in the side tricep. It's like the front double's the only pose where they don't really pop. Because there's not a lot of
and that's it. And that's what you see first, though. That's what that initial like, holy crap. But it's not the be all end all, And
See, one's got a better P. So it's just not the greatest shot. Not bad. I mean, come on. He's winning shows. It can't be that bad. But we're always looking for room for improvement. Always, we're searching for.
And he's just killing it. He's putting the time, and he's putting the work in, and he's being rewarded, for the hard work. He got what 20? I mean, that's a nice payday. He got, and Fuad was giving away some different awards as well. So I think he made a little more than that. I think he probably came close about 30 grand. Yeah,
he gave out 3 different additional awards for guys. One was for Meadows, one was for Luke Sandow, one for Cedric, and I think they were all 2,500 each for. I think one was for posing, one was for like a most muscular type thing.
Yeah,
something like that.
That's phenomenal. That's a good, and and listen, he'll pick up a little more prize money in a couple of weeks as well. That's a nice little nest egg going into October.
Oh, worth mentioning to Steve Weinberger's credit. This show finally raised the prize money after many years. All the shows have to have a minimum of 15 now, where it was 10 for a year. For like 30 years, the shows were 10 grand. Everything other than the Arnold and the Olympia. So they got a new sponsor, and it's going to be $30,000 first prize. Plus, you still get that nice diamond ring.
Yes.
So
very nice, man. That's nice payday, and the athletes showing out for that, which they should. Which they should. That's a great shot right there.
He's got great quads. You and I are both quad snobs.
Yeah, man.
You better have great.
That's some hard work. That's some hard training, bro. Those are great pictures.
Yeah,
brutal stuff, man. He was training, down there in Texas, so he knows hard work. Training around, Brian's gym like that down there, and he's just Metroflex. You got to train hard, bro.
Yeah, but he's another one that moved. We just talked about Nick Walker eats, breathes, and sleeps. This guy moved to Texas basically just for the train. He's moved twice. He started out in like Nebraska or Iowa, one of those places. He had moved to that gym where Heath used to. What's that one that Heath used to train at?
Oh, Ambrose.
Yeah. So he moved there.
Ambrose.
He moved there just to train at that gym. I think it was with Brett, so he could train with Brett. Yeah, he's nuts.
That's hardcore, bro. That's hardcore, man.
We got to go to the beast. This is not in order. Obviously, the first guy's the one I think is going to win, but after that, it's like no particular order type of stuff. But man, we got to go to. This is going to be, to me, the real question mark of the show. Why do I go to the stories first when halftime it's just like supplement pandering crap? I don't know. All right, I just had to make sure there's nothing like brand new there. So let's go to some posing stuff. We're looking at Quinton Eriya, Quint Beastwood, who took all of last year off to put some size on. He started off as a pro, I want to say like 2018, 2019. Yeah. And he was so small, and I say small, that he almost went classic in his first show at Toronto. And they made the decision at the last minute. It was his coach is what's his name? He owns HD Muscle, Dorian. Yeah. He knows I know who he is. I can't remember names. Anyway, at the last minute they decided to just fill out a little more and go open. He's nowhere near the classic weight limit anymore. Why? Just like you, he always shows the cat. But I just want to go to some static posing stuff. So this is like another guy that's an aesthetic freak. He's like 6'1" or 6'2".
Yeah.
I think he put his weight at some point. I think he's like around 280 right now. And look at the waist. Jesus. Look at that midsection. Quads. The cat's amazing. The cat is out of the bag, says Gregor. It's like a Giles joke. That is a hell of a shot, man.
That's insanity.
It's more of a hardcore shot there. Clients. I want to go to that. So that was Tampa Pro 2022. Yeah. He's definitely put some size, and he was doing good. He was doing well back then. He was top 5 guy.
He was third at that show. I thought he should. I would have had him. I had that show all judged differently, but I thought this dude was between him and Kamal. To tell you the truth, he looked that. He's phenomenal.
Oh, that's the one Akim won then, right? Akim won that year.
Yeah. Look at that.
Yeah, he's a classic guy. He's a bigger classic physique guy, basically. A fuller, thicker classic physique.
Listen, that to me is how bodybuilding. I'm a short guy snob, but this dude, Ron, I'm telling you, man, this kid is just, the back lat spread was just, it was just insanity. So him and Nick are polar opposites, right? Even when they're gonna stand next to each other, he's wider, he's bigger, right?
Look at that.
The shape is there. Look, That's just hard to ignore. It's just really the, I don't know.
That's the first pose. If that was the only pose they call, he's the winner. I'm sorry, he wins.
Jesus,
dude.
It's just he's a cartoon character. It's just you want to see how the back double, how that's going to come, because that was obviously one of the talking points.
Yeah.
But it's weird. It's weird because your back double sometimes might not be great, but your back lat to be cartoonish.
Look at that progression right there.
That's
he turned pro in a natural pro qualifier in Canada. He was natty when he turned pro.
That's insanity.
And I think he was like 22 years old when he turned pro. He was a kid.
And he's only getting better, dude.
And let's face it, he's Nigerian.
And he's going to be a problem, I feel, for everyone in the IFBB sooner rather than later.
Oh, 100%. I mean, if he's another one of these tall guys with like Samson and Andrew Jack that just have the crazy proportions, the super wide clavicles, a little waist, little hips, flaring quads, massive arms. Dude, this pose is just a knockout right there. His waist is coming in a lot more since this picture.
He took the year off, and we were always wondering what's this going to look like underneath, because he posted some off-season pics where it was a little fluffy, honestly, right?
Yeah.
But when I saw this, I'm like, oh my God, that's just disgusting. Like that he's just a phenomenal bodybuilder, and just that kind of physique doesn't come along very often, right? He has calves, good calves, and you don't see that freakish calf anymore, man.
I want to go to Beef Stu. I don't want to hang on one person. So this was last year at the New York Pro.
Damn.
This is my crappy camera footage from my iPhone. So he's significantly bigger. We'll see some update shots from him. He hasn't been doing a lot of update stuff. Actually, I asked him for an interview, and he said he was dick in the dirt tired, too tired. But I'm going to steal that phrase because I've never heard it in my life. Dick in the dirt. I guess that's like when you're flat on the ground because you're so tired you can't turn. I don't know. What do you think about the hair? I would shave that hair. That's what I would do. Dude,
if I could grow hair like that, I would have hair like that.
Yeah, that's true.
Man, I would love that. I'd probably braid it. I would do all kinds of stuff with it, man.
So this was his rookie year last year. If it hadn't been for Tonio, he would have won a couple shows. So he was second to Tonio here in New York. I think he was second the week after in California.
Yeah.
Condition, bang on. He's a thick kid. He was the USA champ, I think, the year before.
Yeah, USA champ. Yep.
Yeah, heavyweight and overall. And man, he's not really missing anything. Of course, I'd like to see a little more detail, but he's got good separation, sort of like those quads are nice and separated. Maybe a little more upper chest. Of course, this is a year ago. Go ahead.
And he gets hard. Look how hard he is in that condition. He's rock hard. You know what I mean? That kind of hardness you don't see very often. He's not, like you said, he's not really missing anything, just to get gradually bigger and thicker. But he's going to be probably one of the best conditioned and hardest guys in that lineup. So, maybe a little bit more back, thickness and detail.
I want to see some more hams on him too, a little more, because those quads are nuts.
Yeah, and it's just the vacuum works for him when he does it. So that front double bicep is a knockout pose too. So, where does he fall in with with Martin, and matching with Tonio again. So, it's going to be interesting to see where he falls. But again, they're all going to get worked. Yeah, all those dudes, bro, are going to get like a good look. So we're not going to be like, oh well, so and so. No,
he got overlooked. No one's getting overlooked.
No, not at this show. Not whatsoever.
The hair's back. I can see it. He had shaved it at one point. I know he had shaved it close at one point. So this was last year. Yeah, we got fourth in California last year.
Yeah, okay. Because the condition probably faded a little bit, but that means second and fourth in your rookie year, man. That's nothing to sneeze at.
There's the short hair. There we go. That's when he won the USA. Before he got the mop hair.
Oh, never. Just let it go like Rapunzel, man.
So what's this? When was this? 15 hours ago.
Oh, was it?
All the comments are for within 24 hours, so this must be a real new. Okay. Yeah, looks damn good.
He looks and that waist again. They're on the waist stays small, and he gets that's good, man. He's again improving every year. And what's funny? He's hilarious too. When he does interviews,
yeah,
he is one of the funniest son of bitches ever.
That's why I was kind of bummed he didn't want to do any interviews. I'm like, oh man, I love interviewing him.
It's hilarious.
Because he's always got like a straight face and like
Yeah.
not a monotone, but like a deadpan delivery. Like, first of all, you're not really sure if he's joking or not sometimes.
Great, but he looks great. Man. He's going to be that first call out is going to be a hell of a first call out.
Yeah, he had guest posed at Emerald Cup and everybody was freaking out.
Wow.
Because typically you don't get to see. First of all, they don't have guest poses like they used to. That's a rare thing to even have guest poses.
Right.
And if you get them in any kind of condition, you're really lucky. This last time they were like, deep dark off season, 30 pounds over.
And I think guys don't like showing their physiques now because they get all the cameras and people are so critical, and can the promoters even afford, we don't see those 3, 4, 5 Olympia guest posers at local shows anymore,
No, because it doesn't. There's no return on the investment. They don't.
No.
You go to the shows now. If it's a full house, it's basically the family and friends of the bikini girls, the figure girls, the wellness girls, the men's physique guys, the classic guys. Because I was just at the Cutler Classic in Boston, and you could tell by how many cheers in the audience came out for each division. That's who they were there for. They were there for those divisions. You know how many women bodybuilders they had? Of course, 0. How many women's physique do you think they had? Again, 0. 0.
No kidding.
Yeah, wellness was packed.
Of course.
Men's physique was
and
packed. Classic.
And
bikini, of course. Same guy won classic overall and the bodybuilding overall. I said, huh? Dude. Yeah, exactly.
What? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah, no. It's different.
So, is that him? No, that's not him. All right.
No, fine.
So we got more guys. We got more top names here. This was a surprise. This next guy, he went to the show. He flew out for the show and never made it to the show because he missed his weight. I think, this is Angel Calderon Frias from Spain we're talking about. So he had come out to the show, the New York Pro last year, and he weighed in. I think they gave him access to the scale a couple of days before, and he was like 20 pounds over 18. It was something like there was no way he was going to make it. And I'm thinking, why didn't he just go open? And I know what he looks like, how good he is. He's won open show. He's won
exactly
3 or 4 open shows, as well as a few others. This guy was 3rd place in the Olympia, 212 Olympia in 2022. 4th place the year before that. He should have gone open. He just should have done
for sure.
But he's back and he's doing open this time. So I don't know if he's over the weight now, or he's only going to do open from now on. I'm curious to find that out.
Dude, he's big. He's a big 212 guy. Like when you see him up on stage, he has gobs of muscle, like just thick, dense. Look at that.
Damn, it's like a tank.
that European crazy conditioned thin skinned look, man. You know what I mean? Like
who this reminds?
Crazy European.
Does that not remind you of Jose?
Yeah.
It's a very similar physique. A little better better leg separation than Jose had, but Jose had more vascularity. I think Jose's legs might have been a little bit bigger, but very slim. This is 100%. And Jose was a legend.
You hope he keeps that condition too, man. That condition right there. Not coming super big and super full, because that condition is his calling point. Like he's not going to be the biggest guy up there, but even if he's 215, 217, or even upper 220, and that condition is going to look kind of crazy, man. So it'll be interesting to see him if he's like really dug out next to Beef Stu. You know what I mean? Just to kind of see that front double's a little bit similar. Look at that.
Yeah,
Jesus.
This was a while. This was a few weeks ago. So his waist comes in more than that for stage. Because that one we just saw, his waist was better than that. It was smaller. He can't be more than 5. He's got to be 5'2" on a good day.
Oh yeah. Oh he's short, dude.
Yeah.
But look,
that's those quads.
He's so, and his back's no slouch either. Man, he's got a lot of muscle, and maybe he was,
What the fuck is this?
Okay.
Is this a funeral? What the hell is this?
Maybe they're going to go kill the squat.
Yeah, Jesus, he's stacked.
Look at
how dense.
That is crazy. That's like that kind of like Marcus Rule type chest thickness. That obscene chest and like shoulder thickness. 100%. I don't know, man. Like, you hope he gets a good look, and I just want to be in shape. You know what I mean? That's because you're gonna be giving up a lot of muscle, so you got to play to your strengths, right? You can't just.
Anybody that shows up out of condition is not gonna do well at this show. I mean, this is a smaller show. Maybe you can get away with that sometimes. I have like a dozen guys in front of me, and I bet there's a few more that once the list is out, we're like, oh wow. I think most of the big names are already in it at this point, so we're not going to have any surprises. So let's move on. There's some more guys to look at here. This is a guy wasn't that great a few weeks ago, but you never know. He comes in better and better at sometimes now. Talk about Just Rodriguez.
Yeah.
So was he in Detroit? I can't even remember.
He was. I think he
didn't do too well. Was he? Was he top five?
Well,
there's only 6 guys, so
yeah. So I think it's 4th.
Still got that double bicep shot though.
It's beautiful, isn't it? It's just right. I don't know if he's getting older. We all age, and how much this taking a toll on his body. Because that Arnold, a couple of years, was it 2022 Arnold, when he came out blasting full, just looking like, I'm like, that dude's gonna win this show.
Yeah,
that was the best Justin I have ever seen, and then kind of spilled over for the night show, and it's kind of.
I think gradually. Then he came to Boston a week later when Bonac won. I think he was second to Bonac.
Yeah,
fantastic. See, this is what Giles talks about with him, though, because this was like yesterday or the day before. I'd be very worried about anybody looking like this at 2 weeks out, but he's pulled it together in 2 weeks from looking like this to spectacular in the past.
You would be like, "There's no way in hell."
Right.
I'm like, well, poor Justin, and then he comes in shape. So I don't know. He knows that was great, Justin, man. That was a good look for him. The waist is still look tiny there. I think also too, there's a little bit of atrophy on that left leg now.
Yes.
So you know what I mean. So you can kind of standing front, relax. He does a good job hiding when he poses, but kind of from the front, relax. Well, you do see a little bit.
I just saw a picture of Bonac, and his right leg is noticeably smaller.
Yeah, it's just we all get at that age, man. It's just it happens. Yeah. But you root for Justin. I love the dude's physique. He's just a freak show, bro.
Oh, you can't not root for him. You can't. Let me see. I think I did. I did. So Tim Budesheim from Germany is doing it. So Tim,
nice.
Not knock, but to me he was like never quite big enough. And then last year he shows up. This is the Charroux Classic in France last year. He put on some size. It's more impressive up close, but he's definitely. I'd want to see more chest. I'd want to see more upper chest. I'm such a
upper chest. But it's just, you're going against. This is a hell of a lineup. You're going up against Nick. Against a lot of good guys. So you gotta. Yeah. And the waist isn't as tiny as some other guys. Maybe more back thickness.
Back thickness needs to be better. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's good, but he's still got some things that they can. When you're a judge, I've judged. Have you judged in the past too? Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
We've never judged at this level. Let's not get twisted, but it's hard. I can't imagine. You got to start looking for flaws because you can't have like a 15 weights high. So maybe they'll have like Nick's going to be. They'll say, okay, we got Nick winning, and then after that, it gets harder and harder to accurately place because you want to be fair. These guys work their asses off. You don't want to give a guy like 7th place when you deserve 5th or something, You're
nitpicking. It's about nitpicking, man. And that's all it is. It's not a knock on them because they're the best in the entire world at what they do. But it's like track and field. It's minute differences of track. Just a second year. It's minute differences in that physique but you can be 5th or 8th, So, but they get good looks. There's no more of this. Remember the time where guys wouldn't even get call outs at shows.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so, even the last place guy, they getting called out 2 or 3 rounds.
Yeah, they used to. I think they always had one call out for the guys that sucked, but guys that sucked. Oh, look at that. This is a brave man standing next to Nick. But he's not getting like blown away. Yeah, Nick's a monster. He's huge.
He's a freak, man. He's just. It's hard to get. Listen, Nick was top 3 at the Olympia. He could win. He's one of like 4 guys now that could actually win the Mr. Olympia. Remember when Kai had to requalify and it was kind of like we knew he was going to go into New York Pro and like kind of kill it, and he did. Yeah. So it's kind of like that. It's a different, level of competition with him being there. It's because guys like Nick do the Arnold, really just do the Arnold and the Olympia. So.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on. We got Dorian. Dorian Haywood. Let's go to Dorian.
Okay.
So Dorian, I feel bad for Dorian. His coach passed away a couple months ago. That was Dave. Dave was a great guy. I was
Nice. Always spoke at shows, man.
he was like one of the first guys I would always go over to talk to. So is this
Damn.
recent? Yeah. He's got some great shots. He's got some great poses. No real major flaws of physique. I kept telling Dave, I want more thigh sweep on this guy. That's because it seems like he's lost a little volume in sweeping the thighs in the past couple of years.
Screen.
Oh, I'm not sharing it. I'm sorry. My bad, dumbass. Thank you, man. If you didn't say it, no, I wasn't gonna know because they'll be in the comments yelling at me. I can't see it. All right, so we're looking at Dorian Haywood, guys, from Colorado. He's a chiropractor, licensed chiropractor.
Big. He's a large human. We've seen him in person. He's a very large human being, and he loves being on stage.
Yeah,
he gives it 110%.
Yeah, the facial expressions, everything. He's got enthusiasm. Some of those guys look like miserable up, like they're somewhere else they want to be. He never looks like he wants to be anywhere else but right there.
No, dude, he's out, like just breathing on stage, just loving it, man.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, these are recent ones.
Yeah, like I said, I wish the legs had more volume to them in sweep. Because
that's gonna be the only knock. That's gonna be the only knock. But like, he's just a dense human being. He's just a dense bodybuilder. You know, he was getting closer a couple of years ago. Remember, he was kind of pushing that that top 5, getting those points, getting the qualification. But
you know what I found out about the point system? I was erroneously reporting that it was back. There's a point system for only one division. It's wheelchair.
Oh, what?
Oddly enough, I'm like, why would they even need a point? Can't you just like invite all the wheelchair pros? How many of them are there?
How many wheelchair shows are there?
There's not. I mean, so that's. I would have just let them all in the Olympia. I mean, unless there's like more than 20 or something. But yeah, so that was the one I decided to report.
No points then.
No, so you got to win a show.
Wow.
Win a show or top 3 at the Olympia, I think it is.
Yeah, and so there's New York, Toronto, California, Vancouver.
We got all kinds of shows coming up. There's still like 10 shows before the Olympia.
Okay.
Yeah, we got New York Pro, Toronto Pro, Empro Classic Spain, Flex Pro Italy, Mr. Big Evolution Portugal, Chicago Pro, Dubai Pro, Tampa Pro, Texas Pro. Still not even at the Olympia yet. Legion. Legion Sports. I think that's okay. So that's the last one. Everything after that is post Olympia.
Okay.
So it's about 10 shows left.
10 shows.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of pros.
Yeah,
it's just a lot of guys that they got to qualify. You know what I mean? And some guys are some American guys and go overseas and try to get one of those qualifications too. And so there's going to be a big names that are going to be at the show.
I mean, you would hope everyone that we want to, unless somebody really screws up and waits to the last minute and goes into a stacked lineup with like 3 other guys who are Olympia caliber. Yeah, that's a scenario where. So this is Ronald Gordon, who took, I think he was 3rd in Detroit, right? Behind Martin and Good Vito.
Martin.
So Ronald, what a great name. Ronnie Coleman's name is not Ronald. We found that out.
What is it?
I've known that for a couple of years. It's Ronnie. His legal name is Ronnie.
Is Ronnie?
Because Giles bought airline tickets under Ronald, and they were giving him a hard time at the airport, saying your ID says Ronnie. And these say Ronald. These tickets are for Ronald Coleman. You're not Ronald Coleman.
Oh my God. No shit.
Yeah. So he said, now he knows, Charles. Knows. I thought he wouldn't. The only reason I know is because I said it to him years ago. I said, Ronald Dean Coleman. He goes, my name's not Ronald. I'm like, what? What do you mean your name's not Ronald? He says, Ronnie. I said, oh, my parents didn't even know that was an option. I think they thought they had to go with Ronald.
That's awesome.
I spent my whole youth being called Ronald McDonald for nothing. So Ronald doesn't show his legs that often. They're not horrible at all. I don't want to say that. They're not as good as his upper body. He's got a freakish upper body.
Jesus.
Look at that. He's so wide up top. And look at that little waist. That V taper. Those arms are just nuts.
Very like a bigger, harder Brian Buchanan.
Yeah. Good reference.
Dude, look at that.
People are like, who's Brian Buchanan?
They have no clue. But dude, look at he's a cartoon, and he's working with Abdullah, and that's just cartoon-like, man. He's getting there. This dude's getting closer and closer, bro. Like he looked good at Tampa a couple of years ago. He didn't nail it, but you can see the structures there, and he's just getting. It's just insanity. The back and but you just got to get those legs to come up with just a little bit more.
Yep.
I mean, that was a good showing at Detroit. Look at that.
Go back to Kuwait, spend like 6 months, do legs 3 times a week. That's what I would do. You know, eat, sleep, train, repeat. Eat, sleep, train, repeat.
And just enjoy it. Look at that. It's interesting to see where, because he's a freaky upper. Look at that shit, dude.
Yeah, he's thick as hell. We only got a couple more guys, and then we're gonna go to see what these awesome viewers have to say. So, who's the next guy? Christian Wolski. Just so I'm going through all the people that I know. I think it was for who is the best bodybuilder. I want to give them credit because they posted. I stole their post as far as knowing who was going to the show. Because half of these people I didn't know were going to the show. So this is Christian Wolski. I'm going to guess Poland because it's ski.
Great name.
Great legs.
Great quads.
Yeah. He's got glasses, so he's smart like me. All right, great.
And me.
You, yeah, we're brilliant. Either that or we don't see very well. Yeah.
It's a little bit of both. Good taper, good quads.
Just 5 days ago.
How much does he weigh?
I don't know.
Or how many kilograms?
This was at 3 weeks out, kilograms. So he's a Mauro Saucy guy. That's one of the top coaches.
Okay.
Wow, real thick back.
Wow, very thick back. Look at that.
He actually looks a lot bigger from the back, which is
doesn't he?
Most guys look much bigger from the front, and they turn
around. That's a crazy back. Look at the glutes, bro. The glutes are like striped.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, so
he must be a little bit taller, right? I would assume he's a little taller guy.
Good question. I need to see him next to somebody I know who he is. Yeah, nice shape.
Okay,
nice, good size.
Very good taper, man.
We got one last guy, and this guy was actually 3rd place last year at the show. So he's definitely not a slouch. We're talking about the Czech Republic's Joseph Kvet. Is it Kvet? I don't know, guys, but he looks great. Look at that.
Oh, yeah, this dude's a freak show, bro. I love this guy's physique.
A Czech Viking, I think they call him.
Yeah, the Mirror Bodybuilding's a big fan of this guy. He loved this dude.
Stripy delts, look at that.
Yeah, he's a freak show, bro.
So this was earlier this week.
Look at his shoulders.
Yeah, he's got crazy delts.
Good Lord.
Yeah, look at the striations on those things. I mean, I don't think it's I don't accuse anybody unless it's super obvious, but I don't think it would be even possible to have shit in your delts and have them be that straight.
No,
it's impossible.
There's no way. No,
so that's all 100% real deltoid right there.
That is insanity. Like you don't ever see that.
I want to see the chest. You could see even there when he put his arm down for a second, the chest was all splintered up.
Damn,
that's quality muscle right there.
Yeah, that's a freak show right there.
He's a taller guy. He's at least 6 foot. I want to say like 6'1".
Yeah, that frame, those are hard to fill out those frames, man, when you're that tall.
He did it though.
And once you do it, it's impressive. But it takes a minute to get there.
As a fellow vertically challenged male, I root for the shorter guys, but I do have to admit, when a tall guy fills out, it is more impressive. It's just a big. You can't help when they're in the lineup. Your eyes just are drawn to the taller guy. You can't help.
It's just a lot of shit there, man. It's a lot of muscle going on with a tall guy.
So this was last year's MD. He had check out the Czech Viking. I wrote that.
Nice.
And that's Joseph Alt, the photographer from Czech Republic. Great guy.
That's badass.
MD, man. R.I.P. MD.
Yeah. Got the last issue over there on nightstand.
Yeah. Dude, I'm still kicking myself. I gave away like 10 of those at the Olympia.
Who would have known, dude?
Exactly. I was like, because I didn't want to take any home. I was like, I got one at home. I already got one at home. I don't want to carry more shit than I have to. So, all right. Well, that is our Instagram. Now we can go to the comment section. Let's see what we got to say. Jen Gerisi says, yay.
Hey, Jen.
Yeah, it's Friday. Jen.
Hell yeah, son.
Gregory Elise in Montreal, Canada. You like my accent there? Appreciate it. Gregory Elise, Quinton's the next member of the NW. That was NWO was the wrestling in
wrestling, with Hulk.
Was that WCW or
WCW. Hollywood Hulk Hogan.
Hogan, yeah, that was a wrestling thing, but new Nigerian World Order. That's great. I'm stealing that, Gregory. I'm stealing that from you at some point when I have the chance. Samson, Andrew, and now him. Nick is the front runner, but Quinton will be the top of the show. Yeah, to me, he's the. How can I say this without? When you say dark horse, you go, why got to be a dark horse? But he is good, guys. I think he's the big surprise. He's the guy I'm really waiting to see the most out of everybody. If he nails it,
if he wins the show, I wouldn't be shocked. It would. I would be like, okay, I can see that. It's just because listen, Ronnie Coleman lost, right?
Yeah.
So anything can happen, especially nowadays with the judging of how it is now.
Yeah.
You know, we're not seeing the one dominant guy. You know what I mean? Like Flex and Astro aren't winning like 4 or 5 shows this season. So it's they truly picked the best man on that stage. And I think one day, I hope I live long enough to see Samson, Andrew, and Quinton at the Olympia in that call out. That's what we all want to see one day, bro.
You live long enough. You're only 50, Mike. That'll happen. If we don't get that call out this year, we'll get it next year.
Yeah, it's inevitable because these guys are good, and you know we got a little smaller guys with Derek and Hottie right now, but those tall guys are coming. And you know Samson was over there in the Middle East, bro, so we don't know what's going to happen if that kind of science project we saw happen with Brandon.
Yeah. So to clarify, I don't think there's like people telling me on the comment, they're like DMing me saying, "Did you see Samson move to Kuwait?" He didn't move. These guys don't move to Kuwait. He's not staying there, guys. He's coming back to UK. He bought a brand new house over there like a year ago. He's not leaving his wife. No. You know, it's not going somewhere where his wife can't even go in the gym with him. Come on now.
Exactly.
It's true. They don't let women in that gym, but maybe it's not such a bad thing, especially.
Right.
Can't get canceled by like glancing at a woman over there. But,
no, there's no glancing at all.
Alone Powers, Coach Powers in the house. What's up, Alone? Tuesday before Saturday show is last day entering an AFB contest. So he's clarifying that Tonio waited till Thursday. Yeah, Tuesday should be I mean, you and I remember the days when they had to sign contracts. I think it was the beginning, like January of every year.
Yeah.
Any show, schedule was laid out, pick your show. And unless you had like a medical reason, you got a big fine. Wayne DeMille used to fine these guys like $5-10 grand.
Sean Ray had a medical reason for the 89 Arnold, and he still got suspended. Remember, it's just
dude, Wayne loved to suspend and fine people.
Jesus Christ,
he's like the bad cop. Monica Delgado, Kitty Cat on Instagram, Kitty Cat something or other. Monica, it used to be Monica the Mexican. Why'd you change it, Monica? Like Nick Walker for the win. Well, you and everybody else. Dorian Hamilton was the coach. Couldn't remember. Hamilton. Yes. Thank you.
HC Muscle.
See, I waited too long to stop smoking weed, Mike, and now I'm never going to get my short-term memory back. Damn it.
It's done, bro. Just let it go.
Too many brain cells went into the atmosphere. Dude looks like Eduardo Kawak. I think he's talking about Beef Stu.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's a very good reference.
Yeah, that came up on I don't know if you're on that one of those Facebook groups with the old school bodybuilding or vintage. They had pictures. Some of these guys like they'll post pictures because they're just discovering these people for the first time, and they're like Eduardo Kawak, and it said he got 5th place at the Olympia. In my opinion, or 7th, whatever it was. In my opinion, he should have been much higher. And Bob Ciccarello said, "Who was he beating?" He was like stubby torso. He listed all the guy's flaws. I'm like, Bob is brutal.
Yeah,
everything he said was 100% true, but it was brutal.
Yeah.
Dave Thomas from the UK. On paper, this should be a shoe-in for Nick Walker, which probably is the guy that's showing me frightened to the fridge. Oh, the fridge. Oh, no. Man, that's calling him – that's like an underhanded way of saying he's a big blocky appliance. But they used to say it about Cutler. They used to say Cutler looked like a –
remember that? They had a little picture they morphed from Jay into a fridge.
I mean,
assholes.
Jay wasn't blocky. I mean, it wasn't the prettiest physique, but you don't win 4 Olympias with looking like a refrigerator.
He was wide as like all hell. You know what I mean? How wide Jay was. Remember how big, how wide he was? It was ridiculous.
Nah, this is a weird one. Frank Rich. I remember a guy named Frank Rich from the UK. He was competing in the 80s.
He fell off a scaffold, remember?
That's right.
He came back. He broke a bunch of bones, remember? And he came back, I think, at the 87 or 87 night champions. He made a comeback or something like that.
Yeah. It was fun because I remember Fuchs. Fuchs tore his quad and he never was after that. I saw him. He did Night of Champions. I don't think it was New York Pro yet. I only went to a couple Night of Champions before it turned to New York Pro. But I remember he came back and it wasn't the same guy.
No, dude. It's just, you can't. And even in the interview, he said he was kind of, in a way, glad it happened because he was just done. He was just doing to keep his weeder contract. It was gone. You know what I mean?
Wait a minute. This is Alon Powers. Is this the same guy? And joining names. Oh, no. Okay. Oh, he said Coach Powers because he used to go by Coach Powers. Okay. You're confusing me, Alon, because I'm easily confused. So the same guy said, Beef Stu looks like Arash Rabar. Nah. Arash was with, who's the one that used to win the Physique Olympia all the time?
Juliana.
Juliana, that was his girl for a while. They were like a
Yeah.
stunning male model. They were like a GQ cover.
Oh,
Stu's
she's the
a nice
first
guy.
Brazilian.
He's no Arash Rabar. Arash Rabar is just a very handsome gentleman. We can say that as men comfortable with our sexuality.
Yes, he's a good looking dude. Like,
he's a good looking dude. Enjoying you mean Bruno Mars?
Oh, why would you do that? That will be stuck in my head. Thank you.
NWO is yours, bro. Thank you. Merci beaucoup, Greg Ulysse. Yeah, Greg corrected me because I thought when I put up a video of Greg Kovacs when he turned pro in 1996, and it wasn't the Canadian championships. They had another pro qualifier. I think they only held it a couple times ever. And he won that. And I could have sworn, Greg, that was you in one of the other weight classes that he beat for the overall. But probably some other bald dude. I don't know. You look great bald, by the way, Greg. I'm not ripping on your hair. Wow, that is it. No more questions or comments, guys? Oh boy, well, we've been doing this for an hour. My God.
Holy shit, bro. Hot damn.
Sounds like we just started. So that means we'll get to them. I'm going to put you on the spot first, get your top 5, and then I'll do it. I'll put myself on the spot. So do you need me to read you some names to refresh your memory?
All right, let me try this. So I'm going to go with, I want to, Nick.
Yep.
Quinton. Tonio.
Yeah.
Beef Stu. And who was the big European guy with the crazy back?
Well, there's the last guy we saw. The Christian Wolski was the guy with the huge back. Joseph Kvet was the guy with the beard that took third last.
No, you know, Ryan. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go on a limb. I'm gonna say Angel Calderon will make the top 5 this weekend. Next week, 2 weeks.
Wow.
That's the top 5.
You forgot about Martin.
Oh shit! Let me do it over again.
Yeah. It's easy for me. I got my little notes in front of me.
All right, so we got Nick.
Yeah.
Quinton.
I'll read you names and you tell me who should be next. So Nick is number 1. So that's first. I'll read you the rest and you put them where you want. Tonio, Martin, Quinton, Stu, Angel.
Quinton second.
Okay.
Tonio third. Martin fourth. Stu fifth.
Okay. Angel sixth?
Yeah, Angel sixth. I'm just dude. Quinton. I listen. I would love for Quinton to win the show, and I think it would be insanity if he won.
Yeah.
But we it's gotta see the finished product, and I just think having two of Matt's guys in his show is competitive.
Yeah.
But if Nick lost this show,
dude, people would lose their fucking minds. People would go nuts.
Oh my God.
The only way he loses is something happens. He gets bad tilapia or something the night before. Or it tears a hamstring again, like tomorrow. Yeah. It would take something bad to happen to Nick.
Yeah.
Only Nick is beating Nick, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I say that just because of his track record. This guy, 3rd place at the Olympia, 2nd place at the Arnold last year. He's won the Arnold. He's won the New York Pro.
He could win the Olympia, dude. Like if he won the Olympia, it wouldn't shock me at all.
No, not at all.
No.
Anybody, it's crazy, you know. I know Giles is not a fan, but anybody who is good enough to be top 3 in the Olympia, you're good enough to be Mr. Olympia. That means you beat every bodybuilder in the whole world except for 2 people. So anybody that's ever been 3rd in the Olympia, like Branch got 2nd in the Olympia. Branch, under the right circumstances, the right year, Branch, he could have been Mr. Olympia.
Yeah,
it just never happened.
And I think
Lev Rome, Sean Ray,
Kevin,
my God,
Nasser.
You
know, it just any of those guys could have just taken that title. You know what I mean? Listen, you know, Lee Labrada could technically be Mr. Olympia.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like that video you talked about, 1990.
Mm-hmm.
That you're 4 or 5 points heading into the finals. You're the best poser in the sport, and you lose the show. So
well, I mean, people are still discussing it in the comments. From the back, Lee destroyed him. Even the watered down version of Lee Haney, the juiceless version still.
Yes.
But I don't know, man. Lee was off his game big time that
year. I saw him guest pose at a show I did in 1990, Jantana, 1990. 6 weeks out. It was still a freak show. It was literally around, it's emblazoned in my head.
Yeah,
that crucifix pose and the lats. And I saw him at dinner. My dad called me in the room and said, Lee Haney's down here. He was with Rope Man. So I'm 16 and got my little rag top. I was totally out of shape, but they drove me to fucking Virginia. So I'm down there. I'm like, give me autograph. And he's sitting there talking to me, talking about like music in Cleveland. It was just the most surreal. And so when you see him a couple of years ago, it's just still that kind of like, oh shit, it's still Lee Haney. You know what I mean? Like, and he was our guy coming up. That was our dude. That was our Mr. Olympia at the time. And he was just, he's maintained that elegance like Linda. Those two are kind of like the godfathers and godmothers of the sport now, because they epitomize a Mr. Olympia, right? Class, elegance, always friendly. You know what I mean? Like Linda, even when I see Linda at Tampa, bro, my wife says, she goes, go ahead, get a picture, bro. I always, every year, Linda Murray, I always think it's Linda Murray, bro. I still get that 16-year-old giddiness from those two, bro. It just, you're still that fanboy. You're still that fanboy, those two, man.
Well, we came up with the magazines in an era where we had no access to these people. We see these current pros and the Olympia champs. We see them doing like every little mundane part of their lives. Practically see them freaking taking a dump on the toilet almost. It's like the mystique is gone. They're not to us like guys like Haney, Mike Christian, Gaspari. They were like superheroes. They were larger than life. God. It's not like they were people. If you ever saw them in real life, you would be like, oh my god. We would have been like losing our shit, because they were just we held them to that highest standard. They were just above.
You had to see them guest pose at a show or like if at a gym. You know what I mean? Like Chris Dickerson was at my gym one time. I was at like 17. I'm like, holy shit, Chris Dickerson's doing his cast at my gym. What the hell is going on? It freaks you. It's just still, you know what I mean? Even Mike Christian walking past the one time with the Olympia, I'm like, holy shit, Mike Christian. It's just, it's a surreal. And Chris Duffy was very nice to me when I did meet him the one time.
Oh, okay.
This is before Bull Stanton, so maybe he was kind of flirting. So I don't know.
Yeah, Mike Christian, I referenced it on the 88, one of the Olympia reviews I did recently.
Yeah.
That he was the first pro I ever met, because I lived in Venice. I literally lived around the corner from Gold's. I could have walked there in 5 minutes, but I lived there for a whole summer, 88. I was too chicken shit to ever walk into Gold's. I was so scared shitless. And I worked at a video store called Music Plus on Washington Street, Marina Del Rey. And Christian was a customer. Gary Stridham was a customer. They used to come in and rent videos.
Shit.
And Mike Christian, one time I worked up the courage to say, oh, hi, Mr. Christian, big fan. And he was big smile, just shook my hand. He was such a friendly guy. Gary Stridham.
Nice, isn't he?
Gary, not so much. Yeah. But the fun thing is, one of the time I used to walk by Gold's, because I'd walk from my little shitty house I was renting with a few people to the boardwalk and stuff. I would walk by Gold's every time and kind of I'd try to peek in. You couldn't see the way it was set up. You couldn't see inside. But Mike was coming out one time, and I had just seen him at the video store like a day or two before. He was like, "Oh, hey, kid, you coming in?" I'm like, "No." And I sort of ran away, because I was just like, "Oh my god," because they were like giants to me. I couldn't even. I said I got to be like way bigger before I can even be in their presence. Yeah. I just felt so inadequate.
Yeah, dude, like even back then, like I wouldn't pose like now everybody's posing, but like you kind of had to earn that. Right? Like you go in, I would train, the big guys would train. Yeah. I would go in, I would shut up, I would do my thing, and I would go and you watch them, but like I'd never thought about just posing like in front of just dropping my, and I was small too. You're right. I would but at home, sure, I'm doing like Bob Paris and like Phil Hill, like from the Olympics. But at the gym, it was just a different vibe. You go in there, you put your pager away and you train. You know what I mean?
We would never have, unless I was like benching 1,000 pounds, I would never have thought to film myself in the gym training. Because I see these kids now and I'm like, whatever, God love them. But I'm like, dude, really? Yeah. They're doing some little twisty thing with a cable or, I'm like, who's impressed? But before we go, I should go to the information on the show itself, because they were gracious enough to grant me a press pass. Even though I'm representing not MD, but Ron Harris Muscle. I'm going there with my son Christian is going to be my assistant, and Jose will be doing wrap-ups with me. So we're looking at the New York Pro. This is bevfrancis.com, guys. You can go to the new NPC Northeast section for the contest info. Athlete list. Of course, there's no athlete list yet. Live stream. Right now, it's $19.99 if you order. I would get it now if you plan on getting it, because I'm guessing it's going to go up at least $5, $10 by the time we get to the show. So if you're going to get it, save yourself a few bucks right now. Go to this website and get it. Yeah, it's all one day. They have the schedule. Contest. It's all in one place, guys. I like that. I don't know if they still have rooms available, but it's so easy to get to. It's right off the highway. I'm a fan of free parking, and they got a huge parking lot. It's free. Love that.
Free's the best.
It's all one place. Yeah, you never have to leave. Hotel room.
Awesome.
Like if I forgot some shit in my room, I could go up and get it in 2 seconds.
Oh, isn't that nice, dude?
Dude, I've been at shows. There have been times when I think it only happened once, but there was like such little time between the time judging wrapped up and finals began. I didn't have time to go back to wherever hotel I was at to change. So I had to stay in the same stink. I was all sweaty and that was nasty.
Yeah. Even if you get like an hour between the pre-judging final, it's still an hour. You know what I mean? So
gotta eat.
This is awesome. Yeah, gotta eat, bro.
So looking at the schedule, because I'll be there. We're not going to do a live watch party for this, obviously, guys. I will be on site Friday night. I'll be doing athlete interviews when they're there to check in. I'll do those live on this channel. Saturday judging is going to be 2 blocks. So 8 a.m. Oh, God, I'm going to have to get up early. Women's physique, men's physique, wellness, classic physique, 212. So they're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 divisions at 8 a.m. They'll probably have like a 40-minute break is my guess. And at noon, women's bodybuilding, figure, bikini, and of course, the big show, men's bodybuilding. Finals A, 5 p.m. Finals B, 8 p.m. This is not like a Tim Gardner show where you're out of there by like 7 o'clock at night.
Yeah, no 5 p.m. finals.
I love that. I love that, the way Tim does that. I walk out of there.
The sun's out.
Yeah, like, yes.
Food's open, man.
Still have the whole night ahead of me. But, we're there for the show, guys. So it's cool.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a lot of athletes. It's a great show. Like I said, Phenomenal. I'll be doing a preview. I did share this on the screen, didn't I?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
The New York Pro.
Yeah. So,
it's
you never know with me. Yeah. So I'll be doing a preview with Giles that week of the show. We'll cover 212 and classic as well, because right now I don't know the full classic. Not classic. 212. I know Kareth Baggio. Did he win it last year? I think he won.
He did.
He won last year. He's won like several shows I've been at. That's where I get confused. He's doing it. I wonder, is Daboul? No, Daboul can't be doing it.
No, I don't think so. No,
he just got beaten half to death.
Bo's in shape, isn't he?
Is Bo doing it?
He looks lean, unless they're old pictures, but he looks pretty lean right now.
Yeah, I can't tell from his posts because he never says what show he's doing. We're talking about Detrick Lewis. We're talking about Bo Lewis.
Yes.
Yeah. Interesting. So it's going to be a great show, guys. Get that live stream, bevsgym.com. We got what else do people want? I don't know if you saw this, but some guys got Nick taking the entire top 5. Hey, come on, that's not fair. That's not fair. Sean, did you use baby oil in your muscle? Sean.
I'm only doing private sessions, bro.
Come on now, baby. I did use baby oil the first time. That way too shiny.
Did you really?
It was way too shiny. Blinding. I had someone out there with a camcorder, and all you see is like I look like a goat. You know how like ghosts look like glowing light sometimes?
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's how I looked. All right, so they're just. Can you bounce your chest muscles? Well, you need to take that discussion out to a private area. Go to a place.
That's so great.
At the Instagram or something, guys. I don't know. I'm not doing that here. Anyway, that's enough of that. So, oh boy, yeah, Mike, I can't thank you enough. I don't get.
Hey, dude,
I love having you on the contest stuff, but there's so many of us on there. It's like, I want to do one with just Mike.
Bro, I appreciate this, man. Love the talk. Love the musclehead shop talk, bro. Just
I'm trying to think of a name for a show with you. Cox Talk, Muscle Mike,
Cox.
Big Cox. Big Cox.
Big Cox up in you.
Big Cox Muscle Talk. What do you think?
That sounds very schmoey, but cool.
I mean, people would click on it just to see what's going on. It would depend on.
Yes, they would.
It would also depend on the thumbnail too, how I advertise that.
Yeah. I always bounce my pecs on the thumbnail.
I think they don't want you to do more than that for your OnlyFans.
Show some feet too. How about that, people?
Feet pics. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. But
listen, man. I'm an open-minded guy, but I just don't understand.
Yeah, it just makes me wish I was a hot 19-year-old girl right now.
Oh my god, I would be worth $30 billion right now.
Dude,
you never see my face, just my feet.
Anyway, so thank you so much, Mike. Thank you.
Yes, awesome. Sir. Loved it, bro. Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Whole weekend ahead of us now. Have a great weekend.
Yes, you as well, sir.
Subscribe, like, share, ring that bell, do all that great stuff. What else did I want you to do? Follow me on Instagram. Do that too. Why not? Ron Harris Muscle. And that's it, guys. Appreciate you watching this early preview of the New York Pro. Still going to be some names added to that list, but I think we covered all the front runners as we know at this time. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave a comment below. Leave your top 5. Leave your comments, opinions about anything you want. It's all good. I love the feedback and helps the algorithm, which is an important thing apparently for YouTube. So appreciate it, guys. All right, Mike. Have a great weekend, Mike.
You too, bro. Appreciate it, man.
And everybody, peace out.
Peace.